Okay, folks, we'll go and get started. Like I said, it's going to be a long night, so just be patient with everything. In preliminary thing, I will apologize if I mispronounce something because I will butcher something. So I apologize if I do that. But tonight is our 7th annual Distinguished Awards Dinner. It's a great night again to be a patriot. As a former Distinguished Alumni in 2007, I know the privilege of receiving this prestigious award. I would also like to recognize former Distinguished Alumni recipients who are with us tonight and stand for a round of applause. First, we have Jonathan Phillips in 2007. You stand. Pam Allen, 2008. Barry Hemsteller, 2008. And Chris Landrum, 2012. So I want to welcome you tonight. Before I begin tonight, just a few words about Patrick Henry. We're celebrating last year our 50th anniversary, and what a great 50 years we had. Going forward, you will be seeing a lot of new things from Patrick Henry Community College going forward. We will be here in the next 50 years, and we will continue to grow in the next 50 years. One thing I'd like to encourage each of you to do for students, if you know a student in a high school or a friend or someone who's looking to take classes, please encourage them for Patrick Henry. We've got a great opportunity, especially the students now, with the dual enrollment program. In fact, LaDonna Varner teaches one of our classes. What a great opportunity, as cheap as it can be, and now we've announced something new for the dual enrollment students this year, that they can come to Patrick Henry Community College free. The college is taking care of that. So what great better ways to take a year to 2 years off their education and save mom and dad in the pocket. So encourage students that you know that are in high school to take those classes, because it's a great opportunity, and we've been doing it for a number of years, and it's saved a lot of money. It's saved me money for my family, and it's a great opportunity. So if you know a student that is in high school, encourage them to do that. It's something great for the future. Another thing that you'll be seeing new this year, the foundation. We are rebranding some things. So we have a new emblem for the college, for the foundation this year. You're going to be seeing that a lot. It's unbelievable the things that are going. We have raised Chris Parker, who's our new development vice president. Already, I had challenged him quietly to raise $500,000 in a year. Well, he's not doing that very well. He's already raised $225,000 in scholarships in 4 weeks. So Chris, thank you. So people that say they can't afford to come to Patrick Henry Community College or a community college, the money's there. The scholarship that we are raising and the funds that are already there, all they got to do is ask. And we will not turn anybody down. So please encourage anybody on that. But again, you're going to see Patrick Henry's name everywhere going forward with the new branding. You're going to see new things out at the college. Uptown, you're going to see some new things for Patrick Henry. Just so please, it's a great day to be a patriot. Before I award the presentations, I would like to ask Patrick Henry Community College Dr. Angeline Godwin to come up, as well as Chris Parker. They're going to say a few words. Like I say, Chris has been with us a long 6 years, 7? 7 years in various roles, and now is just recently VP of Development. Dr. Godwin, as I said today, she is on her honeymoon with us. In fact, she said this week was the interview week 1 year ago that she's here. And she started July 1. And what a godsend for her, godsend for her. She has just done an unbelievable job for us. Max Winchett, who had been here over 30 years, had done a great job, but we are now taking the next step forward. And you've seen her in the community, you see her in the newspaper, you see her at civic clubs. She is what an unbelievable ambassador for the college. And again, Dr. Godwin, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Before we get started, I want to take a second and just look around at everything that goes into the behind the scenes, and I'd ask my staff just to kind of stand and be recognized real quick. Randy Ferguson over here. Chris Landrum, who was one of our distinguished alumni in the back. Sarah Beth Keyser in the back. Latala Payne over with the cameras. Jennifer Beeler in the back. Letitia Pulliam up here with the PowerPoint, and Ms. Debbie Bryant in the back. Please give these ladies and gentlemen a round of applause. Additionally, I would like to ask anybody who's on our foundation board to please stand up and be recognized at this time. If you're on the foundation board, please stand up. I met with this group for the first time on Monday, and it was an honor and a privilege to speak in front of them. I know they're excited about where we're going. We unveiled the new logo and stuff, but they're an energetic group that's going to keep us thriving. Also, I'd like to introduce Dr. Ron Epperly in the back, who's our Vice President of Finance and Administration, who will be retiring in the next couple of weeks. And the College Board, I know one of our distinguished alumni, Pam Foley, is on the College Board. Anybody else from the College Board here? Mr. Hanfeller, yep. So we got 2 people from the College Board, so thank you guys for being here tonight. And lastly, if you're a faculty or staff, please stand. I want to recognize you guys for being here tonight. As you can see, there's a very wide array of people here that represent the college. The most powerful piece of this, and I told our group earlier today, is I've done Hall of Fame speeches, but I consider Distinguished Alumni. You guys are the Hall of Fame of Patrick Henry Community College. You guys are what stand behind the college, promote the college, in the essence, walk the walk and talk the talk all the end. I know somebody came from Alabama, from Farmville, all across. So, what you guys bring back to this college and represent is more than you could really imagine, because you being here says so much for the 50 years of impact that Patrick Henry Community College has had. We're gonna thrive. We have thrived, and we're going to continue to thrive. But the excellence that you guys represent is something that we can only applaud over and over again. This is my first event here. I absolutely look forward to many, many more of these events. But again, being a distinguished alumni of Patrick Henry Community College, this was your first place of graduation from college for many of you. And I want you to always remember that this was the first place that hopefully changed your life. I had several conversations with people who went away to college. It wasn't the right fit, but they came back to Patrick Henry Community College, and it changed their life. There's a gentleman sitting down here, I get to pick on him because today was the first time I ever met him, Mr. Milt Davis. One of the most instrumental instructors ever at Patrick Henry Community College, I have been told since day one. Tonight was the first time that I actually got to meet him face to face, but I know everything about him, and I finally got to put a face with him. But, I can't tell you how excited I am to be the Vice President of Institutional Advancement at Patrick Henry Community College. This event says so much. As you go back, share the word. Tell them what Patrick Henry Community College meant to you. Because in the fundraising business, that's the best thing we can do is share our story, tell them how it impacted you, and that's how we will raise money to impact the future generations. And you guys are the ones that have set the standards high, and we have to continue to thrive in education, raise dollars through scholarships, build new buildings, build a structure, a foundation that will last another 50 years. So please, tell your story to as many people as possible, and thank you for being here tonight. Next is Dr. Angeline Godwin, who's going to speak for just a minute.
I'm honored to be here as your 3rd president, and yes, it was just a year ago this week that my husband and I, Jim, if you haven't met the first gentleman of Patrick Henry Community College, stand up. This is my husband, Jim Hatton. And I will tell you that I could not be here and do what we do if it wasn't for Jim, because he supports me every single step of the way, whether it's a nice hot cup of coffee when I walk in the door in the afternoon or whatever it takes. We have an opportunity in celebrating moving from the 50th year of this college. This college has been in this community supporting the education and training mission for over 50 years. And that is an accomplishment within itself. I think as we look at the next 50 years, we can lay the path with vision, with innovation, and old-fashioned grit, because that is what it takes to make a difference. I quoted with the group earlier today one of my favorite poems from Lord Tennyson, Ulysses, where he says, "I am a part of all that I've met. and all of you that you have touched Patrick Henry Community College and Patrick Henry Community College has touched you. We are all a part of a collective whole. And together, we do things that none of us are capable of doing by ourselves. I wanted to say that I just really feel humbled and honored to be here, to be a part of an institution that has educated over 60,000 students in its over 50 years, with over 30,000 graduates. That's powerful. That is very powerful. And one of the things is sometimes in education we know what to do and we may know how to do it. But I believe what sets us apart and what keeps us pretty humble, and I believe that Patrick Henry Community College is a workhorse, not a show pony, and that we drive the long-term strategic vision of this community because we know why we're doing it. It's about students and student success, and we take students wherever they come to us, and they come to us from all walks of life. They come to us prepared and not prepared. They come to us humble and they come to us arrogant. They come to us strong and they come to us weak. We take them wherever they are, and we try to plan a path and work with them to get where they want to go. And sometimes that's a university parallel program, and many of you benefited from that. Some of it's directly to a career. And some of people need a job today so they can get a better job tomorrow so they can have a career the next day. And we love them a whole bunch on the way and believe in them before they believe in themselves. And that's what a community college is about, because a community college is just a building with a bunch of bricks and mortar without the community in it. And I think that's one of the things that sets this college apart. Today we have over 3,000 students. We serve about 4,500 additional students in workforce and non-credit. So in 102 high school graduates will have earned their associate degree while dual enrolled at Patrick Henry Community College. That is something that everybody in this community should be very, very proud of. And when you look at the national scene, you know, sometimes when you're really close to something, we take it for granted. We forget paying attention to it. It can be just sitting quiet on a hill with a beautiful meadow as you drive up Patriot Avenue. It's one of the most beautiful campuses. In fact, the head of buildings and grounds for the Virginia Community College system told me it is the most beautiful community college of all community colleges in Virginia, in his opinion. But in all of that, what might be seen as a sleepy little college has a national reputation as one of the original Achieving the Dream Leader colleges, one of the original 22 that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded. It's a comprehensive, it touches every part of our college. We've been recertified every year, and this year I had a chance to go to the Achieving the Dream conference, and I will tell you, I felt like a rock star. Everybody knows Patrick Henry Community College. And when our team went in there to make their presentation in the afternoon, it was 3:30 in the afternoon, the last session. It was standing room only. They had to carry chairs in. Why? Because as they refer to Patrick Henry nationally, we're the little college that could and did. And that is very powerful. And just recently as this week, the college was nationally recognized and was awarded a 50-plus program to help us identify people who are over the age of 50 and give them another opportunity to go back into the workforce by the American Association of Community Colleges. I think the next 50 years looks pretty sweet, don't you? And I would just like to say, I believe that A's hire A's and B's hire C's. And I believe that our new Vice President for Institutional Advancement is an A. And I will tell you that in the process of the first 3 weeks of fundraising, and this is a testament to the commitment of the people at Patrick Henry, every vice president and every dean stepped up and made a scholarship contribution to the Patrick Henry Community College Foundation, and I think that they need a round of applause for that. Thank you, Gary, and thank you, board. Thank you all for giving me the honor and the opportunity to do my life's work at Patrick Henry Community College, and I'm delighted to be here. Congratulations, alums.
Don't you love her accent? Delighted and ice and delight. I love it. But we do have two rock stars, you know, and then as everybody at the college right now, they're doing such a great job, and we're so proud of them. One person we failed to recognize tonight is Liberace over here on the piano. We have Jay Stafford with us playing the piano tonight. He's did a great job. Thank you, Jay, and he and his wife. And Jay works at the college as well. So thank you, Jay. You did a great job. Okay, now it's time. What I would like to do, remember the honorees, I ask you just to stand up when I call your name, and then as they, then come forward as I, finish. Dr. Godwin and Chris will present a thing. And then remember, I ask you to sit behind me because it's a long night. I'm not going to ask you to stand the entire night. So just back here behind me. Okay, our first honoree tonight is Ken Copeland. Ken earned an associate degree in business administration from PHCC in 1987. He continued his education at Averett University, earning a Bachelor of Science in Accounting, and at VCU, receiving a Master of Business. Copeland currently serves as the Vice President of Administration and Finance at Longwood University in Farmville, Virginia. Copeland got his start in 1989 as an accountant for Michael Meeks and Associates in Rocky Mount. 1997, he made a transition to economic development as the first branch manager and business analyst for Longwood Small Business Development in Martinsville, Virginia. Because of his success in his position, he was hired as Director of Economic Development of Longwood in 1999. Recognizing his potential to benefit the university, they paid for his continuing education at VCU. In 2004, Copeland was named as Director of Economic Development and Executive Director of the Longwood Real Estate Foundation. Ken is a member of the American Institute of CPAs, the Virginia Society of CPAs, the Beta Gamma Sigma Honor Society, Collegiate Schools of Business. In addition to his career at Longwood, Copeland is very involved at the Farmville Baptist Church, where he sings in the choir and works with college ministries. Ken has nothing but positive memories for his time at PH. He states that he regained his confidence after 2 less than productive years at a larger school. He may not have finished his bachelor's degree if it not had been for the year at Patrick Henry. His first grade report he received in the mail at the end of the first quarter came right after Christmas, and I can identify with something like this. Ken, well, I didn't make the dean's list, but Ken made the dean's list but didn't say anything to his folks. He just left a report on the kitchen counter. His dad picked it up, studied a minute, and said, "Who's dean?" So mine was an orientation. Dad couldn't figure out what orientation was, and that was my only A. Okay. Ken particularly enjoyed Milt Davis, Ken Edwards, Sheila Reeves, and Ann Gardner from the faculty. He has told many people over the years that he has never had a better math and statistics teacher than Mr. Davis. Steve Ferguson and Ken tag teamed a demonstration speech in Ms. Gardner's public speaking class. He recalled Steve was Juan Valdez, and he was Juan's donkey. And they demonstrated how to make coffee. Okay. Ken is an incredible testament to the support of PHCC provides to its students. Please come to the podium and be recognized as a 2013 Distinguished Alumni.
My first 2 years in higher ed were less than stellar. Started off at a public 4-year institution to the south and west. Didn't do altogether well, and I came to PH looking to regroup. And Cheryl Joyce was the counselor who helped me get off on the right track, and my year at Patrick Henry got me back on the right track to finishing my degree. Would never have finished probably had it not been for my year at Patrick Henry. It's humbling, and it's a little bit surreal. Never in my wildest dreams when I was there clowning around with your brother in 1987 did I realize this would ever happen. So I'm very, very humbled and honored and very appreciative of the opportunity and the honor.
Our next honoree, Brenda Dunwoody, graduated in 1994 with a paralegal certificate and in 2005 she received an associate degree in legal assisting. During her time in school, Dunwoody was instrumental in starting the Student Paralegal Association. Currently, she serves as a senior paralegal specialist for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in Afghanistan. Dunwoody's husband joined the Army shortly after her graduation, placing them in Germany, Korea, Afghanistan, and stateside at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. She was able to put her education to work even abroad, serving as a paralegal specialist at the Law Center in Germany. I told you it was going to be tough on that. Chief at the Vita Tax Assistance Office in Bamberg, Germany. Chief at the Joint Multinational Training Center in Germany, and the Senior Paralegal Specialist in U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in Seoul, Korea. Because of her work in the combat zones in Afghanistan, Dunwoody has received several recognitions from the Army. She is currently working on a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration from the University of Maryland. Her son is following in her footsteps, graduating from PH last weekend. Brenda's mother, Phyllis Fleming, is an assistant professor of English and speech at Patrick Henry. Brenda remembers being a non-traditional student with a newborn, a very hyperactive 5-year-old, and a husband deployed in Korea. Her favorite teacher was Ashby Pritchett, who was a paralegal instructor. Many friends and advisors helped Brenda during her time at PH, including Brenda Wright, Susan Christian, and Jeff Porter. She was also encouraged by her mother, Phyllis Fleming, to learn to write, speak, and work with others, reminding her she was the only limited by her ability to communicate effectively. Brenda, we are honored to include you in our class of Distinguished Alumni. Please come forward.
I know at one point I was raising children here alone because my husband was stationed in Korea at the time, and I was working part-time, going to school full-time, and had 2 small children, and I really wanted to quit. And Jeff Porter, I had a sit down with Jeff Porter and cried for a while, and he said, the only person you're going to let down if you do quit is yourself, and you'll never forgive yourself if you walk out now. And that really meant something to me and helped me refocus so that I could get back on track and finish. It's definitely an honor and a privilege, and I can't believe that I'll be sitting amongst such inspirational and accomplished people. So it's very humbling, but I'm very proud of being able to represent my college.
Next, we have Pam Foley. Pam graduated from PH in 1978 with an associate's degree in secretarial science. Afterwards, she attained a certified professional secretary designation in 1983, graduated from the Disney College of Knowledge, and became a destination specialist for Australia and the South Pacific. With this background, Foley serves as an incentive travel specialist at Martinsville Travel in Martinsville, where she's been working since 2011. After graduating from PH, Foley worked at the Nationwide Homes as the executive secretary to the president, senior vice president, and vice president of production. She then began her career in the travel industry as Martinsville Travel in 1988, and in 1997 she was named president and general manager. In addition to her long career in Martinsville, Foley is an active member of the community. She is currently on the local college board at PH, the board of directors for United Way of Martinsville, Henry County, and a children's worship teacher at Fort Trial Baptist Church. She also has served on the board of directors for the Martinsville Uptown Association, is past president of the Blue Ridge Chapter of Professional Secretaries International, served on the supervisory committee for the Martinsville DuPont Credit Union, and was a volunteer teacher for Junior Achievement. Pam remembers her shorthand teacher, Linda Gale, suggesting she take shorthand to the news. She practiced every night while Walter Cronkite dictated, and Linda Gale, along with Peggy Tender, were her favorite instructors as they impressed upon their class the importance of being the best in their fields. And an 8 a.m. typing class found Pam running up the steps to the 3rd floor, sitting on her hands to keep them warm, as the class often started with a timed typing test. It was the like start of the Kentucky Derby when the clock went off, when everyone leaning on their machines, typing furiously on their state-of-the-art IBM Selectric typewriter to beat their neighbors to the return button. There were 12 graduates in the secretarial science class in 1978, and that darn Jency Davis, now Gibson, Dr. Godwin's secretary assistant, was always the best at shorthand and typing. And this makes a lot of sense. I was with Pam on all this, so okay, not typing, but I was with her. One of the fondest memories was playing cards on the first floor of West Hall between classes. It seemed there was always a perpetual game going on. If one student left to go to class, another would sit in and continue the game. There were no cell phones, no computers, or TV, so the students actually socialized and interacted with each other. And that was great. As an outstanding community leader and advocate of PH, Pam, please come to the podium.
I was a product of the late 60s where the schools changed a lot. The schools changed, the classes changed. So my family moved one time when I was in the first grade, and I went to 5 different schools before I graduated from high school. So friends came and went, and we, had rotary dial phones. We didn't keep up with people with texting and tweeting and stuff like that. So I didn't see anyone until I got back to PH. And when I came over here, it was truly a community college because we all got back together, which was a great time for us. I'm very honored and humbled by the whole thing. I don't feel like I'm very distinguished. I'm a proud patriot and will always support PHCC in whatever I do. I've taken classes under Dr. Dutton. I've taken classes under Dr. Wingett's administration. So now I guess I'll have to come back and take some classes under Dr. Godwin. But honestly, it will not be anything to do with nursing because that's not my deal.
Our next honoree, Leanne Fuller. Graduated from PH in 2000 with an associate degree in general studies and a certificate in bookkeeping. She's been working as a court management analyst with the Supreme Court of Virginia since 2006. Fuller got her start in Martinsville Circuit Court as a certified deputy clerk from 1988 to 2004. She then became the clerk in the Danville Juvenile and Domestic Relations District Court in 2004 and shortly after made her way to the Supreme Court of Virginia. Leanne has always been an active member of the community, volunteering with Big Brothers Big Sister program, serving as a member of the Charity League for Martinsville-Henry County, and participating in 3 medical mission trips through the Friends of Barnabas Foundation. Leanne is quickly to respond when she sees people in need. She once helped support a Boy Scout who did not have the funds to fully participate in all the activities that were offered, and provided funds for a student to take part in the Martinsville Middle School trip to Washington, D.C. After sister-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer, she formed a team for the Susan G. Komen Walk for Cure in Washington, D.C., raising more than $15,000 to contribute to the cause. As a student at PH, Leanne feels that the one class made the most difference in her career path was a speech class. It gave her confidence she needed to teach a class of 20 or give a presentation to a group of 300. She also remembers her biology class because her instructor was Mr. Penn, who had been her 8th grade earth science teacher at Fiddle Collinsville High School in the 70s. And there he was again for her as a teacher at PH in the 90s. Leanne, we admire you for giving your patriot spirit and ask you to come to the podium for your 2013 Distinguished Alumni.
I was a non-traditional student at Patrick Henry. I was working full-time and decided I needed to finish my college education. So I was afforded the opportunity to work full-time, get my college degree. There were some other non-traditional students there, but we had some younger students, so we had an exciting vibe in the classes that I took. I loved my speech class. It gave me the opportunity to present to not only a group of 30, but a group of 300, and practice. Practice was the one thing that I learned the most from that class. I was honored to be nominated and extremely surprised and shocked to be selected. I thank the Foundation Board for selecting me. I'm a lifelong resident of Martinsville and Henry County, grew up in Collinsville, now live in Martinsville. I love our community. We have so much here. I've always been a type of person to, give back to the community. So I give back, I pay it forward. I count my blessings every day, and one of my blessings today is to be named a Distinguished Alumni.
Okay, April Haynes. April Haynes received an associate in general studies from PH in 1994. She continued her education in the Teletechnic distance learning program offered by ODU. and received her Bachelor of Business Administration from Averett University in 2009. Haynes also participated in the Nonprofit Management Program at Duke University. She is currently the Director of the Martinsville Area Community Foundation. Upon graduating from PH, Haynes began her career at Bassett Walker as a specifications clerk, moving on to customer service representative positions in both Hathaway Paper Company and Tri-State Foam Products. In addition to her position at the Martinsville Area Community Foundation, April gives back to her community as a Charity League member, as a financial leader for the Community Fellowship Church, in the United Way Community Investment Team, and as a past member of the Martinsville-Henry County United Way Nonprofit Leaders Network Board of Governors. She has also been part of the Martinsville-Henry County Chamber of Commerce Leadership Development Team. April's favorite instructor was Clarence Mundy, who was her accounting professor. He helped all those numbers make sense. Please join us at the podium, April, to receive your award for the 2013 Distinguished Alumni.
I think a lot of times just the atmosphere is always really peaceful and friendly to me. For me, it was like home. And so I do remember a lot of nights where we would sit out kind of on the steps of Stone Hall, and just a group of us would sit out there and talk, and that was always fun. And the class sizes were always really small, so you were able to develop good relationships with your instructors and with the kids, you know, with the students in your class. So to me, it was all about the relationships and being close to home and having an atmosphere that was really, you know, peaceful and friendly. Well, I feel very honored to be put in such a high caliber group of people. I'm very honored, and I always sort of tell people that I don't think I'm very interesting and exciting, but it honestly to me is a highlight in my life to be named.
Tim Martin. Tim received his certificate in general business and associate in business management from PH in 1980. He continued his education at Averett University, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in business administration. Tim currently is the president of marketing and sales for Fred Martin Associates, and is an adjunct professor for business and management related courses here at PH. In 1982, Tim joined the team at Fred Martin Associates and soon began efforts to revive Uptown Martinsville. He formed the Martinsville Uptown Revitalization Association and served on its board for 6 years. He's currently the chairman of the Martinsville City Planning and Zoning Board, of which he is the first member to become a certified public planner. Tim is a member of the Patrick Henry Community College Foundation Board of Directors and also served on the Board of Directors for the Chamber of Commerce and the Virginia Museum of Natural History. For his hard work in the community, Tim has been recognized numerous times, including a listing in Who's Who in America's junior and community colleges, a Citizen of the Year recognition, and a Certificate of Appreciation in the O. Henry Workforce Experience Program through the Henry County Public Schools. PHCC softball field is named the Martin Field for Tim's family and ongoing support of all athletic programs. Tim, we appreciate all you do for Martinsville Henry County and Patrick Henry Community College, and proud to include you in our class of 2013.
I was in Mr. Buck's history class, and what stuck with me, he said we could learn from our past, and we could follow what they had done and change it and make it, you know, bring it into the 21st century. And that really stuck with me, that we learn from our past. And that's my philosophy now that I teach. Look at our forefathers. We didn't wait for someone to come save us. We had to save ourselves. Maybe we should take lead by example. It's already been proven. So it made an indelible mark on me, and it made me be aware of my surroundings. And I think it really made me the person I am today. It's an honor to be honored by something that I consider top of the pinnacle. Our future depends on our education. That's why I want to teach, and that's why I'm trying to give back as much as I can, as well as with my family. I'm going to give an award back to my family in my father's and mother's name in scholarships, which Chris Parker will be announcing that in the next few days. So, but I'm very honored and pleased to be honored.
Curtis Milner, Sr., is a 2000 graduate of PHCC, earning an associate's degree in industrial technology. Prior to attending PH, Milner earned his associate's and bachelor's degree from Columbia College in Columbia, Missouri. At age 17, he entered the Army and retired 23 years later as the Chief Warrant Officer. After retiring, Curtis devoted his time to the community, but maintained his connection to the Army by teaching junior ROTC classes in the Henry County Public School System. He currently serves as chairman of the board of directors for the Fayette Area Historical Initiative, as the treasurer for the Smith River Missionary Baptist Association, and the assistant treasurer for the Virginia Baptist State Convention Deacon and Deaconess Auxiliary. Curtis has served on numerous boards, including the Henry County School Board, of which he was chairman for 3 of his 11 years, the Piedmont Arts Association, Henry County Parks and Recreation, and the Piedmont Governor's School for Mathematics, Science, and Technology, serving as chairman in 2012. Curtis earned the Award of Distinction by the Virginia School Board Association School Board Academy, the Certificate of Achievement for completion of the Leadership Foundation, and a Certificate of Graduation for completion of the Leadership Development Program sponsored by the Martinsville-Henry County Chamber of Commerce. His attendance at Patrick Henry was very hectic in that he was working full-time job and only attending classes in the evening and at night. The faculty remember that he inspired him the most was Troy Spencer. We are honored to have you as an alumni of 2013. Curtis, please come forward.
I was up in age and I had retired from another career in the Army. A position was created, and part of the qualifications for that was you had to have a degree in industrial technology. So I did not have one, but I wanted the job. So I enrolled in the course and started taking the classes. And it was not just what I learned from the teachers, but learning so much from the other students there. It was really a godsend, and it really helped me in my job, and I enjoyed the time at PHC. Even though most of the time was at night, I still enjoyed it. I thought that they'd probably be looking at people that went on and got more advanced degrees like that, but see, I sort of did things backwards. I got a bachelor's degree, then turned around and come back and got an associate's degree.
Next honoree, Kimberly Phillips. Kimberly earned an associate's degree in both education and general studies in 1993. She then attended Radford University, where she received her Bachelor of Science degree in interdisciplinary studies in 1995. Kim has also taken a number of graduate courses from the University of Virginia, Radford University, and the University of Phoenix to further her education. She is currently a teacher with the Henry County Public Schools at Carver Elementary. Kim values the role she plays and is devoted to the students she teaches. She volunteers her time with numerous committees at school, including the Courtesy Committee, the Field Day Committee, the Yearbook Committee, the Child Study Committee. Each Christmas, she adopts a family of one of her students in need and provides clothes and toys to them for Christmas. Phyllis also devotes her time as a member of the Patrick Henry Elementary School Parent-Teacher Organization, American Cancer Society, Girl Scouts, Fresh Presbyterian Church, where she serves on the Education Committee. While Kim was attending PA, she enjoyed attending basketball games and dances. She feels one of the greatest parts of going to Patrick Henry was as an affordable way to go to college. She could stay at home, take care of general classes before going to a four-year university. She's not sure what she would have been able to become a teacher if she'd not been able to go to Patrick Henry first. Kim's favorite instructor was Maureen Norman. She had a way of making her math students feel comfortable and feel free to ask questions. Ms. Norman's always had a smile on her face and would just laugh with us when we needed. Yet, one more example. Ms. Norman inspired Kim to be a caring and flexible teacher. Other instructors she enjoyed admiring included John Buck, Dr. Jim McIntosh, and Ken Edwards. Kim, please come to the podium as one of PHCC's finest and receive your award, please.
All of the faculty members that were my instructors I thought were wonderful. My favorite instructor was Maureen Norman. Ms. Norman was just a wonderful person. She had a great personality, and she had a real way of making you feel very comfortable in her class. She made you feel more like a friend than just a student. And I think that that was important to me because as an educator myself, it makes me think about how I want to treat my students. And I think that she was a great inspiration to me. I feel very honored to be named as a Patrick Henry Distinguished Alumni. I think that Patrick Henry is a wonderful asset to our community, and to be named as a Distinguished Alumni is truly an honor. I think that there could have been many folks chosen in this community, and so it really is a blessing to me to have been chosen.
Next, Bernadette Stowe. Bernadette received an associate in business administration from PH in 1993. She then continued her education at Radford University, earning a bachelor's degree in business administration with a major in accounting. While at Radford, she also earned the Dean's Award for Outstanding Senior across all majors in the College of Business and Economics. Currently, Bernadette works for Southwestern Virginia Gas Company as the Vice President of Finance and Human Resources and is the Assistant Treasurer for C.T. Williams and Company, Inc. Bernadette began her career with Ford Dickerson & Cobb CPAs as a staff accountant. In 1997, she was hired by Southwestern Virginia Gas Company as a staff accountant and climbed the ranks to her current position. She is dedicated to her community and is a founding member of the Community Recovery Program through Piedmont Community Services, which is dedicated to helping individuals through guidance and support on multiple levels of recovery. One of the greatest passions in the youth of this community. In 1997, she formed her youth group at her church to help instill in them the value of faith and the community service, and remains an integral part of that group. We are honored to have you part as a 2013 alumni. Please come to the podium.
I think Patrick Henry really prepared me well to go to the university. I think it's a wonderful stepping stone for people coming out of high school, especially in this community. You can start that next chapter of your life in college in the comfort of your home, in a community that you're used to. And then you can go on to the university. And I was actually there in one of my business classes, and the business professor was presenting Radford University as a business, saying that their largest competitor was the community college system. And he admitted that his best students came from the community college system. I feel honored that Patrick Henry would choose me as a representative for their school.
Mark Stroud, Sr. In 1993, Mark Stroud, Sr. graduated from PH with an Associate in Education General Studies. He currently serves as a councilman for the City of Martinsville. Prior to attending PH, Mark worked as a technician at National Exterminators and as a floor manager for Draper and Furl Clothiers, an assistant foreman and machine operator at American Furniture. After earning his degree, he began working with the Martinsville Sheriff's Department. Mark became a general skill instructor with the local academy after several years with the department. Mark currently serves on the board of directors of Piedmont Community Services, is on the steering committee for the Virginia Municipal League. He has also served on the steering committee for Crisis Intervention Task Force and was recently appointed to the planning committee of the Virginia Department of Health, Office of Emergency Medical Services. While at PH, Mark enjoyed his professors and praises to Joanne Armstrong, Betsy Ashbrook, John Buck, Joe King, Dr. McIntosh, Tom Shirley, Maureen Norman, Marie Garrett, and Dan Spawn for making his community college so gratifying. He was one of the first patients of the Nathan Gravely, current PHCC nursing instructor, back in 1974 when Mark was in a serious car accident. He remains today close friends with Mr. Gravely. Mark, your civic involvement and the love of PH makes you an ideal recipient for the 2013 Distinguished Alumni Award. Please come forward.
I think my aha moment was learning how to use the resource center in the library. At one point, I finally realized that all the information, all the answers that we needed to complete our task were here. You just had to find them. And that was certainly our aha moment. Maureen Norman and her help with me in math, when that light came on, that certainly was an aha moment. And I was always very envious of the former or the current alumni, the distinguished alumni. And I am thrilled beyond words to be named Distinguished Alumni of Patrick Henry Community College.
Jackie Thornton. Jackie earned an associate's degree of liberal arts from PH in 1975. She then attended Virginia Commonwealth University, receiving a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration in 1977 and a Master of Science in 1978. She's currently the Director of Human Resources for Triton Management in Alabama. Jackie began her career with Pioneer Federal Savings and Loan as a Senior Vice President of Administrative Services from 1986 to 1994. She continued her career focusing on human resources at Compass Bank, Jolly Enterprises, and Kelly Aerospace. In 2005, Jackie and her husband Reuben opened the Dirt Road Gourmet. Dirt Road? Okay, all right. Dirt Road Gourmet, a small USDA manufacturing plant based in Alabama, dedicated to the production of handmade frozen casseroles. In 2009, she was hired by Triton Management as the Director of Human Resources. Jackie currently serves on the Virginia Commonwealth University Alumni Board, is the chairman of the Nominating Committee for Special Olympics of Virginia, and is a member of the NFIB State of Alabama Human Resources Board. While at PH, Jackie was a member of Phi Theta Kappa and the Historian. When she arrived at PH, she came with the notion she would only fail freshman English, which was every freshman's fear. Martha Perlman told the students if they heard the rumor, it was true, and they would fail unless they'd been the students of Raleigh Myers. Jackie had been his student, and he did pass her freshman English course. Ms. Perlman really honed Jackie's writing skills to the point when she got to VCU, she became known as the writer. Jackie took an economic class, 101 class at VCU, and asked a question one day, and the entire class broke out in laughter. Jackie guessed at her accent, and they should hear her now, sounded funny. Every Friday in econ class, they had an essay quiz. Only one person made an A, and everyone else failed. Finally, one of Jackie's classmates said, "Read out the essay answers for the person who got the A." When the professor did, the classmate said, "Who in the class would write that?" Dr. Harrison said, "Your little neighbor, Miss Taylor." The classmate got so mad and said, "Well, she ought to be able to write because we all know she can't talk." Thank you. Thank you, Martha Perlman. Everyone at VCU wanted Jackie on her team when they were doing case studies. Dr. Ruby Mitchell also encouraged Jackie to take a trip to Spain between her freshman and sophomore year, and it changed her outlook forever. John Buck taught Jackie how to tell a story well enough to get herself out of some interesting situations. Colonel Reedy interceded on Jackie's behalf with her mom. They were having Phi Theta Kappa new member and officer induction, and she was in charge of setting up with the head table. As she was walking out the door, she spied her mom's new silk floral arrangement and realized she had not planned for flowers. She took the arrangement and knew that she would have it back home in time. Her mom got home from work that day. Jackie was foiled by Mike Ray taking a photo that day, and Dad saw her in the evening paper and her mom asking why her flowers been to college all day. PHCC is proud to announce has recognized Jackie Thornton as a member of the Distinguished Alumni. Jackie, please come forward.
It was a place of such support. Their whole mission in life was to get you into that four-year institution. So no matter how much help you needed, no matter how much extra work you needed to do to get a concept, they were there for you. They were so supportive of the students and really developed a love of learning in the student body. Now there are a lot more activities. I probably would still be here if it was like that. I think when you get that phone call, you're kind of proud of yourself. Then you start looking at all of the people who have gotten the award, the same award that you've gotten, and it's humbling to see what they have done and what they've accomplished with their life. And now that you realize that you go forward from today as an example, and there's a great responsibility to being an example and to be named as someone who made it. So I think now you look at it and say, how can I help the institution move to the next level that it needs to move to? Because it is a wonderful member of the community and a great place to start your education.
Our final honoree this evening is LaDonna Varner. LaDonna graduated from PH in 1992 with an Associate's in Liberal Arts. She went on to earn a Bachelor of Arts in English from JMU in 1994, followed by a Master of Arts in Teaching from Hollins University in 2008. LaDonna is currently an English teacher at Bassett High School. serving as the English Department Chairperson, Advanced Placement Lead Teacher, and Vertical Team Coordinator. She's also a dual enrollment instructor with PH and Longwood University. LaDonna continues to add to her accomplishments, including National Board Certification in Teaching in 2011. Her hard work does not go unnoticed, as LaDonna received the Academic Excellence Award chosen by high-performing students in Henry County schools for 9 of the past 11 years that the award has been given. She was also honored by the school administration, school staff, and community leaders in 2012 as chosen as the Henry County Schools Teacher of the Year. In addition to her career in teaching, LaDonna volunteers her time to Harmony Hall in Bassett, a facility for residents with health, age, or mental-related problems, and her church, where she is a youth leader, preschool teacher, vacation Bible school teacher, and chairperson for the Nurture Committee. While a student at PH, LaDonna felt extremely lucky to have Maureen Norman for a trigonometry class. While math has never been her strong point, LaDonna quickly recognized Maureen's expertise and, more importantly, her patience and sincere wish that all her students succeed. In Gail Wade's English class, a fellow student who was deployed overseas in Desert Storm, Gail encouraged the class to write letters to him, and she mailed them to the classmate. Dr. McIntosh's biology class was wonderful. One of LaDonna's favorite memories of the class was the requirement to keep a journal of their daily lives. He said this class is the study of life, and we should pay attention to every detail of it. LaDonna still has that journal and enjoys the memories it holds. Overall, her 2 years at PH were the perfect foundation for her career and personal life. She met incredible friends who are still very much part of her life. When transferring to JMU in 1992, LaDonna discovered she was better prepared for her junior and senior years than many of the students who had been at JMU since their freshman years. LaDonna, we thank you for your dedication to your students and the communities, and we ask you to come to the podium at this time.
What I did not know would be that those 2 years at Patrick Henry Community College not only enabled me to get an incredible education, but I was able to work in the afternoon and get a lot of contacts as far as career choices and a lot of experience in the world there. And then in 1992, I graduated with my associate's degree and was able to transfer fluidly to James Madison University. And I found at James Madison that I was probably more prepared as a transfer student from Patrick Henry than some of the students who had been there for the first 2 years of their educational career. So I just seamlessly went on to JMU and graduated 2 years later on time with my English master's and my minor in teaching, and the rest is history. I've been teaching for Henry County ever since. It truly is an honor, and I know a lot of people are probably saying that, but just to be remembered by a school that did so much for me, and now I'm able to work a little bit with PH through being an adjunct faculty member, so I'm able to give back a little bit too. So it's been very nice, very humbling.
Wow, what a group. Let's congratulate them all as a time. On behalf of the PHCC Foundation, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. It has been a pleasure to have been part of the college's 7th annual Distinguished Alumni Dinner and to recognize so many exceptional individuals in the community. These are the leaders of our community. I would ask the alumni to please remain for group photos. Y'all can have a photo op after this so everybody can come and take pictures. But again, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. I'm going to turn it over to Chris for some closing remarks. But what a great night. This is the largest turnout we've ever had for one of these and one of the largest classes. And I was on the selection committee, and we really had a hard time this year picking, the group. And so the long as it keeps getting bigger and bigger, that means they're succeeding more in the community. And again, we want to thank y'all for all coming tonight. And please get the word out on Patrick Henry Community College. Chris?
Wow, what an amazing event. Again, a quick round of applause for the people behind the scenes that really put this together for us. I shared with the foundation board on Monday the passion that it takes to drive a college and it takes to drive people. And these 12 alumni standing behind me, I can tell just from shaking their hands and getting to know them, have the passion for Patrick Henry Community College. And that's what will carry us forward as we move forward in the next 50 years. I cannot thank them enough. I feel better just standing here in front of them, knowing they're behind us at every minute as our distinguished alumni. I, too, was a governor's school student at Southside Virginia Community College, so I know how it feels to sit there and earn that associate's degree. So again, thank you all for the support you've shown these 12 alumni. Thank you for the support at Patrick Henry Community College, and I wish all of you a great evening. Thank you very much.